Hello everyone and welcome to Net Crypto, where you get important information and news about all coins of interest. And today we're going to be taking a look at Metapets. So just ensure you subscribe to the channel if you want to stay informed about everything that is happening with Metapets, right? So today we're going to have more of a casual video. We're just going to discuss exactly what do we think the price, the project, everything in Metapets is going to play out, right? So let's jump in and check the price for today. So we are seeing the current price is sitting there at 9021. We had a massive pump here and it came crashing right down. Seems to me like maybe someone just invested in, or maybe it was just a pump and dump, right? But we did see here there was this pump and it came right down, and we see the traded volume in the last 24 hours is sitting at 92,000. You know, this is some of the worst market sentiments I've ever seen on coin market cap for any project. We see 87% of the investors voting bad, right? That just goes to tell you, like we know the people behind the project. The CEO is always talking about people are fighting against us and all that, but genuinely you can see here that these are investors who are frustrated. People waited for 3 months for a website and they got something that can be delivered in 3 to 5 days, right? So definitely things are not looking good for Metapets, right? But we are going to continue to look at this project because I think as investors, even if you have invested into Metapets, it's very important to just see how things play through. I know that it might be tempting to just be upset and just say, you know what, I'm going to just leave everything, right? And I'm not going to be interested to see what is going to happen with this project. But some of these things, the way things are playing out in terms of Metapets, is a very interesting case study, because there is a lot of scams that I've seen, and some of these scams come in ways and shapes and forms that are not even understandable, right? But only when you observe, that's when you start to see what exactly is happening. So in terms of Metapets, right, what type of scam is this? So me, I would call this an unintentional scam, right? Looking at everything that has been happening, because I did do the very first video when this project came out, right, when they had that old website that they had before, and I was quite excited about it, their idea and all that. A week after it launched, then 4 weeks later, there was absolutely nothing, and I said this project looks scammy. There was a whole lot of controversy about it, and I did highlight back then that there's no static audit, and it's not clear where things are, like liquidity lock and all that, right? So all those things were clarified. The team rushed to do the static audit. They went and did all this stuff, right? And then now the website, they took 3 months to do this website, right? So what do I mean by this project? I think is an unintentional scam. Well, we have seen this. There are some other projects such as Libero. They make extraordinary promises, like how much returns you're going to be getting and all that. And I did call that project out. I've got the video here on my channel. So these guys, they come out, they set out, they're not setting out to scam people, but they come out with this idea. You do see the white paper of Metapets, right? If you go onto their white paper, you do see this is more like an idea that they have, right, of what this whole pet in the metaverse is going to be looking like. So basically, they're just sitting out there with with their thoughts and writing exactly what they think, right? The metaverse. Maybe they even watched Mark Zuckerberg's vision of the metaverse, and most of it is coming from that presentation that Facebook CEO had, right? And then they write all this stuff about how the pet in the metaverse is going to be looking like. It's all good. And guess what? When you put it out there in the market, people completely understand, right? The idea and everything. So they are buying into this idea of the pet in the metaverse. But then the team start to see that things are way more complicated than what they thought, because now they promised a whole bunch of stuff, and they've taken a lot of investors' money. That's where the problem is. So that's why I did speak about this executive order that came out, that there's going to be regulation into this space, because you cannot just come up with promises that you're not able to deliver on, right? When you write those promises, you need to also know that you are able to ensure that the technology that's going to be required for you to develop these products, you are able to manage that, right? You know exactly where you're going, who you're going to employ, to ensure that all these things are going to be developed in a timely fashion, because time is of the essence, right? Someone can come right now and develop something way better than the pet in the metaverse, right? And then now you see the team coming out saying for the time being, we have decided not to include anything related in the metaverse in our roadmap, because we are unsure when the metaverse will be fully developed. You see, this statement was just a red flag, which just goes to show you that this is an unintentional scam. These guys, they do not know exactly what is going on, right? And the fact that they put each and everyone in their team here like mods. I've never seen a project that put mods on as part of their team on the website, right? I know that it's all about the togetherness and whatever it is, but we just want to see serious people who are into the project, right, who are accountable in the project. And also this cartoonish thing, I'm not a fan of it, but hey, some people like it, so it's that's the way that it is, right? They choose whatever they want to have, but it's more professional to just have the real faces of the people within the project, because we do know that executive order that came out, regulation is going to be coming against things like this. So for the near future, in terms of Metapets, what can we expect? Well, I think the price is going to try to pump. They're going to try and pump the price. They're going to try to trend in whichever way that they can. Unfortunately, at the moment, Bitcoin is not helping, right? The price of BNB as well is not helping, right? You see it's sitting at 377. So if BNB goes to like 500 or something like that, there's going to be an opportunity for those who are invested to exit this project, right? Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just letting you know what I would personally do. I am not invested into Metapets, right? But this is a very interesting project. Just seeing what the team does, watching their AMAs, and how they treat people onto their Telegram, right? Because right now, they do not want people to be asking a lot of questions and all that onto the Telegram. You risk being kicked out. So in terms of the future of Metapets, definitely we know for the long term nothing is going to happen, right? So the question, when moon? There will be no moon, right? There will be no moon, but we're going to be expecting to see it trending, right? We are hopefully expecting to see the coin coming back to some of these levels, right? And I think the team has got a desire to make that happen, right? And there's one thing one of my subscribers said is, if this team had just come out from the start and say this is a meme, a token not promise any utility, they would have made up some story. They are very good at writing a comprehension, explaining stuff. They would have wrote some fantasy meme token, whatever it is, right? I think everyone was going to be happy with that, such as the dog Elon Musk, for example, right? Everyone was going to be happy with that. Everyone would be happy investing into it. I probably would have invested into it as well, right? Because the other thing that you do see is they are not really listed onto any recognizable like exchanges, right? For example, they're not on to Bitmart, Hotbit, or any of that. So, and then you would ask yourself, why? Why are they not being listed onto these exchanges? Well, if you look at the static audit, it has all the answers in there, right? You do see that there's lots of vulnerabilities that are there. The CEO is just got way too much control onto the smart contract. It makes a lot of exchanges nervous, when they look at that static. That's why they did not do the Skynet, because they knew if they did the Skynet, they were going to get a really low score, and they didn't want to do anything like that, right? So this is something that I just wanted to share with you today. The future definitely not looking good for Metapets, but hopefully for those invested, we are going to see the coin trending. We're going to see the coin increasing in terms of the price point to some of the levels that we did see, right, on the old time, such that it can give a chance to those who have put money into this to exit this project, because I don't see anything happening, especially the in the metaverse. I don't see it happening, right? Someone might come with a better project and overtake Metapets, right? Because we do know companies like Facebook, they are putting in $5 billion every year to developing their metaverses. Who is to know if they're not going to be having these pets, So if Metapets was actually a team that was delivering right now, companies such as Facebook, we're going to be looking at projects such as this to say this will be a good integration into our metaverse, which is something that Metapets even have onto their white paper that they would want to merge with the bigger metaverses. But if you can't produce even a website, and you produce a website such as this in 3 months, there's no chance for you, right? So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.